Our next comic is an author and an improviser and a poet and a licensed therapist. So put your hands together for Tim Lowe, everybody. Tim Lowe.
Are we having a good time or are we having a good time? Well, let's keep having some fun. What do you call it when a mermaid has a yeast infection? Clam chowder. Let's get silly! Relax, you all ate already, right? And she's fine, she has antibiotics, everything's gonna be okay. I was getting a little too silly coming down here. I got pulled over for speeding. Whoops daisy. The cop is so mad. He's like, do you have any idea with this ice what the speed limit is? I said, it's gotta be like 45. He said, then why were you doing 69? I said, because it feels so good. He left me off with a warning. He said, you look like Paul Giamatti. I said, all right, pretty good. Contrary to my sunken eyes and the receding hairline, I'm not Paul Giamatti, but I'll put it on my credit for my next show. My name is Tim Lowe. Tim is short for the formal Timothy, right? That's a little boring though, right? A lot of people, they have fun with how they shrink down their formal names, right? Like William turns into Bill, right? Richard turns into Dick, nice. Margaret turns into Peggy somehow. That's awesome. Every Peggy I know having the time of her life because Margaret fucking sucks. So I wanted to start having a little bit of fun with my name. New Year's resolution, I go to my friends like, hey, guys, this is the year of silly, all right? From now on, I don't want to be Tim Lowe anymore. I, from now on, want to be referred to as Moth Lowe. Tim Mothy, right? Right there, right? Not too many moths in comedy, which is ironic because with the spotlight, you think we're all flocking towards you, right? Just this guy, right? So I told my friend, he's like, dude, that's ridiculous. You can't take the middle part of your name and just create a new name. And I said, that's real interesting coming from you, Anthony. What do we do with Anthony? That's right, but what kind of sense does that make? What happened to the H? It should be Tony. If anyone here is named Anthony and you don't go by Tony, you're just a phony baloney Tony. You know what I'm talking about? I pay a lot of attention to names because I have that kind of time, not bragging. And I realized that we have so many derogatory ways to refer to women. Oh, she's such a chatty cat. Oh, she's such a Debbie Downer. Oh, she's a real negative Nancy, right? But I don't know about you, but I've run into a bunch of asshole guys. I want to know more about the dickhead Daryl. You know? Talk to me more about the pompous Pete's, right? Don't be afraid to call out a creep when he's being. Hey, I'm getting real rapey Randall vibes from this guy. Over here. Stay away from the Randalls. Way too much attention to names, and I realized that in my life I've met about a half a dozen women named Dawn. It's a nice name. In all my years, a bunch of Dawns, I have yet to meet one woman named Dusk. A whole lot of sunrises, not a whole lot of sunsets. And I realized that I'm at this work conference, I'm networking with this lady, white woman, part of the story, and she's talking to me about she's married to a black man, part of the story. And they have twin girls, right? They're fraternal twin girls, so they happen to come out different colors. One girl came out the whiter, or the lighter skin color of the white mom. The other came out the darker shade of the black father. They named the lighter skinned daughter Dawn. Skinned daughter, Rachel. What the fuck? No! What are you doing? We have an incredible opportunity here. If God blesses you with some yin-yang twins, right? And you gotta go Dusk, right? Dusk or bust, baby. That's what I say. What are we doing? I pay way too much attention to names. And in fact, I don't know if some of you realize this, but if you pay enough attention, you'll find that a lot of people are actually named after the kind of jobs that they have. It's real interesting. In fact, I found so many of these names that I wrote a little song about it. Crave, can I sing you a little song about names? There's Grill Masters, Frank and Patty, Grave Diggers, Doug and Phil, Mountain Climbing Cliff, and Poster Worker Bill. Art is a painter, and Rob likes to steal, but if you're praying to the Lord above, you're gonna want to kneel. Jack fixes tires, and Sparky fixes wires, but Eileen is disabled with her one missing leg. Russell's in the leaves that are shaded by an eave, and Eileen is now a pirate because she's got a wooden peg. Isn't that right? Let's get fucking serious here, okay? Enough of this horse shit. Disney has been lying to us for long enough, all right? We've all seen Aladdin, right? Rest in peace, Robin Williams, okay? So we all know that Aladdin takes Jasmine on what? A magic? It's a fucking rug. That is a rug. It's a beautifully handcrafted Persian rug. They've been lying to us. You know how hard it is to go magic cut? That's wall to wall. Now you got glue and adhesives, staples. It's a magic rug ride. Which is also what I call it when my wife rides my face. Hey-o! I'm back on the sex jokes, baby. Can I get a little gross? I got approval from a brain now, so you know this is going to be a good one. Relax, you're beautiful. I'm not embarrassed to admit this, but I'm not satisfied, all right? A little too much information here, but whatever. I'm not satisfied going down on my wife until my beard looks like I walk through a doobie spider web. You know what I'm talking about? People, I want to get down, you fellas, get down there and slurp up those piss flaps. You know what I'm talking about? I want to wake up the next morning scratching love flakes off of my cheeks. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, this bit usually divides the room. Prudes and whores. We're good. Let's change the subject a little bit, all right? I'll dial it back. Asha was talking about Black History Month. I have a horrible track record for having a good Black History Month. Probably with the way I look, I don't know what it is, but this year, like clockwork, it's awful. It took 2 days before I ruined my Black History Month. Hanging out after a show, a bunch of comics are talking, and one of them springs a question on me. He's like, Moth, who's your favorite black person? I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't study. And I blurted out, Rachael Dolezal. For those of you who don't know Rachael Dolezal, that was the white woman who pretended to be black. Not a great favorite black person. Oopsie. Then I start panicking, and I try to double down, like, well, you know, and I don't think we give her enough credit. If you can pretend to be black that good for that long, and you actually climb the ladder or become a chapter, you know, a president of an NAACP, come on. Let's give credit where credit is due, right? That deserves an award. Not an Oscar, but at least a BET, right? So I've been checking my white privilege. And I've learned a lot about checking your white. You learn that if you don't check your white privilege, you wind up with some white pride. And ooh, you don't want that. That's scary stuff. You don't want, if you don't check your white pride, that leads to white power. Now your back's up against the wall, you're in some real hot water. If you don't check your white power, you know what that leads to? White House. So you want me to talk about animals, or you want me to give you a prayer? Which one do you want? Prayer? Let's go to church a little bit. This doesn't involve any denomination in particular, but feel free to, you know, hold each other's hands and close your eyes. If you feel so inclined. Here we go. Hail money, full of greed. The loan is with thee. Bonuses for those who aren't women, and balanced is the fee for thy paid taxes. Holy money, our only God, pay for us consumers. Now, since we're forever in your debt, Amazon.